I'm recording. Originally, my thought was to just do it on one product for tonight, but I thought I really want to talk about cells and how everything is all about health at the cellular level. So I'm going to try not to be teachy and preachy to you guys. Oh, no, I'm going to be preachy. I'm just not going to be teachy because you guys know that I'm an educator. So I want to give you the information without boring you to death. So we're going to talk about what do I mean when I talk about cellular health. We're going to talk about ways that we can improve our cellular health, which involves antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and improved blood flow and circulation. And then we're going to talk about what kind of products we have that are available to support those types of things. So I am specifically going to mention doTERRA products, but obviously this is a general, we're going to talk generally about cellular health, what we can do to support it, and truthfully, any products that you find that will support those things are beneficial. Just make sure you're getting high quality products. And then of course, I'll talk about how I support people in their health journey, and also for those of you who are also doing this as a business, ways that you can support people in their journey. So obviously we'll do our initial disclaimer. These claims have not been evaluated by the FDA. None of these products are intended to prevent, treat, or cure any disease, but I want to make something clear. Your lifestyle choices can help prevent disease. Your doctor treats symptoms and fixes broken parts, but your body cures disease, okay? This is something we've talked about quite a few times. Just a little bit about me before we get started. I am an Army wife of 4.5 years. I have been a nurse for 8 years. I do a lot of work in critical care and emergency medicine. I also have a master's degree in nursing education. So like I said, I'm gonna try not to get teachy at you guys because I am a teacher. But I am also a certified holistic health coach, a wellness advocate, and a natural health educator. So I do love to teach, and I want to give you guys really good information about how your cells work and why it's so important to really protect them. And then obviously, as you guys know, I am an essential oils guru, or at least I like to think of myself as one. And then I am a certified network marketing coach. So, cool. There it is. So when we talk about wellness and health, it's really important to understand that it's about a lifestyle of wellness. This is not about just find the one miracle cure or magic pill. This is about having a really good foundation. Dr. Hill says two things: create an environment where wellness can thrive, and give your body what it needs and it'll heal itself. And so it's important to know that we have the ability to create an environment within our body where the body can do what it knows how to do, which is to heal itself. You know, without a solid foundation, you're going to feel like your body's working against you and not for you. So it's important to have that lifestyle foundation of eating right, exercising, resting and managing your stress, and reducing your toxic load. And then you can get into the informed self-care and proactive medical care. But healthcare and caring for your health is not just about medical care. It's about having that really good foundation. So let's go through the basics, just the basics of cellular biology. So this is a rudimentary drawing of a cell. You'll notice there's a cell membrane around the outside. So the cell membrane is the protector of the cell. It keeps the good things in, it keeps the bad things out to the best of its ability. It has a specialized layer that keeps foreign contaminants and foreign bodies and certain toxins outside of the cell to the best of its ability. So we always want to be protecting our cell membrane. Then we have the mitochondria. There are numerous, dozens, if not hundreds of mitochondria per cell. They are the powerhouse of the cell. They are what produces the energy within the cell. And so, again, important to protect those because they give us our energy and they are what make the cells function. And then there's the nucleus on the inside, and this is where the DNA material is kept. The nucleus not only defines what kind of cell it is, because it's where its DNA material it is, but also it controls replication. So if you think about any kind of diseases or disorders of replication of the cells, which cancer is one of them, it's all about what's happening in the nucleus of the cell. It's all about what's happening on the inside. So this is the rudimentary basics of cellular biology. Fun facts about cells: human cells are so widely varied. There's dozens of different types of cells. So not every cell is alike. Again, they all have their own DNA that tell it what to look like, but also how to function. And then it's important to know that cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, organs make up organ systems, and multiple organ systems make up an organism. So the example it gives here is a muscle cell makes muscle tissue. When you put it together with certain type of muscle tissue in a certain type of way, you get a heart, and that is part of the circulatory system, and then that makes up our body. And then if you look at this other rudimentary drawing of a cell, you'll notice that bacteria are very good about staying outside of the cell because of that cell membrane. Cell membrane is really good at keeping bacteria out, but the virus is smaller and it is actually able to sneak its way through the cell membrane and get into the cell. Now, remember I said the cell membrane is good about preventing toxins from getting into it. So guess what is a toxin? Anything synthetic. So all the medications we try to give, you go to the doctor and he says, oh, you have a virus, there's nothing we can do, right? Whereas with bacteria, you've got antibiotics. Well, the antibiotics can't get into the cell, and so we can't affect the bacteria or the virus. The good thing to know, though, is that with essential oils, they are natural and they're organic compounds just like we are, and they actually are allowed by that gatekeeper, by that protector of the cell. They're allowed in. So not only can they deal with any threats that are inside the cell, but they also can affect the direct function of the cell because they can get at the nucleus. That kind of makes sense? So why is cellular health important? I love this little diagram because it really gives you a big picture. So improving your health at the cellular level can improve your quality of life. It can reverse aging, improve metabolic, circulatory, and immunologic health, and improve your outward appearance. I know it says beauty, but really it can help with your skin, your hair, your nails. Your eyes will be brighter, everything, if you have that cellular health. Now, the best ways to do this is by reducing oxidative stress or by antioxidation, decreasing inflammation, which is anti-inflammatories or anti-inflammation, and improving circulation. So let's talk about those a little more in detail. So what the heck is oxidative stress? Have you heard the terms antioxidants and free radicals? So free radicals are any kind of particle that has an extra electron. So that means that it has a negative charge, and it can cause a lot of damage to the DNA. It can cause damage to the mitochondria and other cell structures that affect its function and its replication. It causes that cellular damage, which triggers a defensive response in the cells. It makes them get inflamed, makes almost have an immune response to it. Those cells, tissues, and organs, because they're more damaged, they're now more prone to those oxidative stressors, and they're more prone to get damaged from them. And then again, more and more damaged cells leads to unhealthy aging, and more free radicals just continues the cycle. And so things that can cause or things that are free radicals or bring free radicals into your system, the number one example is smoking. You can actually get 1 quadrillion free radicals per inhalation. How bizarre is that? 1 quadrillion, that's like 12 zeros. It's crazy. But also sunlight and radiation, pollution and toxins, and then also our bodies, when we're sick or stressed, or even in our natural function, we create some of these free radicals. We create some of these waste products. So it's important that we know how to get rid of them. Any kind of large amount of free radicals can push that oxidative stress beyond what the body can safely handle and beyond what the body can heal itself of. And so it's really believed to play a huge part in aging. And we'll talk a little bit more about what aging does to us later. So let's talk about antioxidants. So how do antioxidants work to help with free radicals? Well, an antioxidant by definition is a molecule that has an extra proton to give, or an extra electron to give. So this unpaired electron that is floating around by itself and is causing all this problems because it's this free electron, now gets to become a paired and is neutralized. So antioxidants have the ability to neutralize the free radicals. Antioxidants are found in fruits, vegetables. It's important to get certain vitamins and minerals that will help with that. A couple of types of antioxidants are carotenoids, and CoQ10 is one, and polyphenols, which we're going to talk more about because polyphenols are huge and they are incredible as far as their antioxidant properties, but also as far as all the other things they can do for our health. And then also essential oils have antioxidant properties, which is really fun. So antioxidants are super, super important. Oh, I'm one page ahead of myself. Don't get ahead of yourself, Nicole. So nutrition, one of the #1 ways we can get good antioxidants is by consuming good things. So fruits and vegetables, also things like walnuts. Turmeric is an amazing one. Curcumin is in turmeric, and that is a really strong antioxidant. So you can see a couple of examples here of things that you can do or consume in order to bring antioxidants into your system. So essential oils that function as antioxidants, you'll see the list here. Clove, cinnamon, oregano, blue tansy, rosemary, laurel leaf, allspice, lemongrass, basil, sorry, I skipped basil, cumin, coriander, parsley, mountain savory, ginger, lemon, thyme, Buddhawood, geranium, lavender, eucalyptus, helichrysum, and Peru balsam. So I've put a little star by the ones that you're going to see again and again, because those are the ones that you're really going to go, hey, this is like a really important oil because it shows up on every single page, right? So it's important to know which ones are the powerhouse oils, right? Especially for cellular health. Okay, so let's talk inflammation. There's a lot of words on here, but what you really need to know is that inflammation is a normal response. At a cellular or at a normal low level, when it's actually responding to a threat, inflammation is a normal response. But when it gets too overwhelming, when there's too much inflammation, or when it's this chronic, long-term, often hidden inflammation, it can wreak havoc on our cells, on our overall health, and it's especially detrimental in our gut. Some sources of chronic inflammation that we may or may not know about is omega-6 fatty acids that's found in things like vegetable oils, soybean oil, legumes, things like that. Other nutritional things are things like sugar, alcohol, caffeine. Other sources of chronic inflammation, any stress response. That could be a psychological stress, physical stress. Obviously, when we're sick, then we have some inflammation going on. So any stress response causes inflammation. Sleep deprivation. We're going to talk about sleep a lot because sleep is so important to the health of our cells. Genetically modified foods and processed foods. These are things that cause this chronic inflammation that we just aren't even aware of. There are diseases and illnesses that we have that we do not think of as inflammatory diseases. One of those is Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a disease of the brain that causes cells to atrophy or get smaller. So we don't think of that as inflammation, but Alzheimer's, depression, cancer, infertility, inflammatory bowel disease, obesity, and there's a whole list in this book I'm going to tell you guys about later of things that can be caused by silent inflammation. And so really recognizing that inflammation plays a huge role in our lives and trying to minimize that as much as possible is really important. So a couple of ways that we can do that. Obviously, there are some essential oils that do have anti-inflammatory properties. You can do some supplementation with, again, things that have anti-inflammatory properties. Proper nutrition, getting your omega-3s. There's plant sources as well as animal sources of omega-3s. Proper hydration, reducing your stress, getting adequate rest, reducing your toxic load, and promoting a healthy gut are all ways that you can help to reduce that chronic inflammation. So essential oils for inflammation. Again, you see the little stars on ones that are used more often. Frankincense and marjoram are fantastic for inflammation. When we think of inflammation, we think, oh, my joints hurt, and so I probably have some inflammation in my joints. And so frankincense and marjoram together are beautiful for this because they will actually help not only with the inflammation, but also with the pain and the discomfort that you're feeling. So I love those two together. Also eucalyptus, rosemary, clary sage, juniper berry, wintergreen, helichrysum, lemongrass, blue tansy, vetiver, ginger, sandalwood, thyme, peppermint, lavender, chamomile. So one of the things you'll notice is blue tansy, wintergreen, even eucalyptus, those are all in our deep blue blend, which we'll talk about in a second. So it's really, really amazing for inflammation. I saw a chat. So suggested uses for inflammation is, yes, you guys, I'll send you this. You can apply directly to the area, or you can apply to achy muscles and joints, we will always recommend that you do use a carrier oil when you're applying to your skin. It helps to kind of minimize skin sensitivity, and also it helps you to get a little bit of oil over a bigger area of skin. Now, certain oils can be used internally, and of course, we only recommend certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils to be taken internally. They are considered generally regarded as safe, and if you guys want, doTERRA has a great ebook now on the internal use of oils that tells you all about the science behind it and why it is safe with certain oils. Now, Dr. Hill recommends a drop of frankincense under the tongue every day for overall health, and that has to do with the inflammation, the antioxidant properties, etc. So that's inflammation. Let's talk really quickly about improving circulation. So why does improving circulation help cellular health? Well, first of all, increased blood flow to an area brings nutrients to the tissues, but it also helps to take waste products away. Now, decreased blood flow to a certain area has a double whammy effect. Number one, it can't actually take the waste products away because it's not flowing well enough, but also it means that the cells and tissues in that area are not getting the nutrients that they need. They're not getting the oxygen that they need. So they're actually going to create more waste products. So you're going to have a buildup of waste products in that area if you don't have good circulation. If you think about somebody who has diabetes and they often have problems with their feet because the diabetes causes damage to their vessels. And so they have poor circulation in certain areas. So not only are they building up waste products in those areas, but they're also just not getting the blood flow and they're not able to get them out. And so you often see that they end up with wounds. They have poor wound healing, and they may even potentially have to get amputations because they have poor circulation. Circulation also helps to maintain our pH levels, control our temperature, and protect us from microbial damage. So ways that we can improve circulation: exercise, massage, and of course massage with essential oils, I always recommend. Elevating your legs, healthy eating, water consumption, decreasing your alcohol and caffeine intake, hydrotherapy, and I love this. Hydrotherapy just means take a bath. Like, I love it. So take a warm bath, add some essential oils and some Epsom salts to your warm bath, and that warm bath will promote circulation within your legs, within your body. I love this idea. Quit smoking is really, really important. Cigarettes are one of the not only the number one cause of free radical damage in your body, but also cause really poor circulation. And then also manage your stress. Again, sleep, manage your stress, so important. Okay. So essential oils for circulation: coriander, cypress, which is also an astringent, which means it will help to tighten and tone the skin. Eucalyptus, ginger, black pepper, rosemary, grapefruit, which is also a tonic. Same thing. Cumin and wintergreen. So suggested uses for circulation: most resources will recommend dry brushing before utilizing essential oils. And the reason we do that is because we exfoliate the dead layers of skin off. So we get rid of all the dead layers of skin, and then we can apply essential oils with a carrier oil or with an unscented lotion to not only prevent the skin sensitivity, but get it to absorb deeper into our skin. Again, if we take off those dead layers, we're really getting good absorption of the oil. But also the dry brushing, that friction helps to improve circulation to the area. So most resources are going to recommend dry brushing before applying oils or lotions, because it helps to exfoliate and it helps to promote circulation in that area. And then again, you can add oils to a warm bath with Epsom salts for an incredible experience. In terms of these oils specifically, I would recommend like a rosemary and grapefruit together, or even a ginger and a grapefruit. That would be really nice. You can always add lavender because it has those anti-inflammatory properties. So I love this idea. Warm baths with Epsom salts. You can never go wrong. So let's talk a little bit about cellular energy. So with increasing age comes a few problems. Number one, fewer mitochondria in every cell. You know, I told you there's dozens to hundreds in every cell, depending on which cell it is, which type of cell it is. But as we age, some of those little mitochondria will die off. And we have trouble creating new mitochondria. And then the ones we do have don't work as well. They're not as efficient. We end up with more toxic exhaust or byproducts waste products as we function. Because remember I said our daily function will create these waste products, but normally our body's able to get them out. And so with increasing age, we struggle to do that. But also we end up, like I said, with more free radical damage. So our goals, if we're going to do nutrition and supplementation for energy, is to increase creation of new mitochondria, support efficient function of those mitochondria, and manage those toxic byproducts, again, with that antioxidant protection. So ways to do that: exercise, good nutrition, supplementation, essential oils, and sleep. It's so funny. People are like, I don't have enough energy. What do I need to do? You need to sleep more. And they're like, what? That makes no sense. But it does. So sleep is one of the best ways to increase your overall cellular energy, because sleep is restorative. When you get a really good night's sleep and you get all the way into REM sleep 3 or 4 times, and your body, you wake up and you're like, wow, I feel really good. That's restorative. Your cells are literally working better because you got that kind of sleep. So good essential oils for increasing energy. And usually these are like, you put a drop in your palm, rub your palms together, take a nice deep breath of this. It's really going to boost you up really quickly. So lemon, ginger, eucalyptus, peppermint, rosemary, geranium, basil, lavender, grapefruit, wild orange, and bergamot. Really any citrus oil. But do you notice that almost every single one of these has a little star by it, which means that it's on one of the other lists, which means that while you're improving your energy, you're also having antioxidant properties or anti-inflammatory properties, or improving your circulation, right? So you get a double whammy with these, which I love. So it's important to understand that it's not about living longer. It's about living better for longer. Your body should be working for you and not against you, right? So I'm going to jump into some recommendations. This is going to be a little bit of nutrition and then a little bit about products, okay? So nutrition recommendations: foods that are known to cause inflammation, free radicals, and cellular dysfunction: gluten, grains, dairy, beans and legumes, artificial sweeteners, all processed foods, and all genetically modified foods, which is mostly corn. Like something like 80 to 90% of the corn and soy in the United States is genetically modified at this point. Now, a big note about soy: soy will also mess with female hormones like nobody's business. It's got a lot of crazy phytoestrogens in it that are not natural, that our body doesn't know what to do with, and it will mess with your hormone status. So it's really important to kick soy from your diet. If there's anything I can convince you to get out of your diet, please let it be soy, because it is so, people think it's a health food, and it is not. It is not a health food. I always recommend something called an elimination diet. So what an elimination diet is you take 30 days to eliminate these types of foods that we know scientifically cause problems in our system. And then you're going to do a systematic reintroduction. So you're going to do one food group, and then you're going to eat clean again for a couple of days and just see how you feel. And if your body doesn't have any kind of negative responses, then you can keep it around. And you're going to introduce the next food group and wait a couple of days, and introduce the next food group and wait a couple of days. But you're only going to do it for one day or 1 or 2 meals that day, and then eat without it for a couple of days just to see what happens. So we only want to keep around the good food. So that would be food that promotes a healthy psychological response, a healthy hormonal response, supports a healthy gut, and supports immune function and minimizes inflammation. So again, all these things that we talked about, we only want to keep foods in our system that promote those things. I promise you, when you do an elimination diet like this, you're going to get to the end of that 30 days and you're going to be like, I don't want to introduce anything else. I feel great. There's elimination diets. There's no restriction of calories. There's no restriction of, how much you can eat. It's just what? So no artificial sweeteners means no soda, no sugars, right? No added sugar, no soda, no beer, no wine. I know that's hard. But again, that can be one of the things that you systematically reintroduce. You reintroduce yourself to a glass of wine and you see how you feel. Because what it is, it's about listening to your body. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's body chemistry is different. We know that with essential oils, and it's the same with nutrition. And I've got some resources that I want to show you guys. So Whole30 is the elimination diet I always recommend because they have a lot of scientific backing with what they do. So the Whole30 book, the Whole30 cookbook. There's also this book called It Starts with Food. This is the one that I was showing with all the list of all the things that hidden inflammation can cause. I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but it's called It Starts with Food. Food Freedom Forever is a great one to do after you've gone through your elimination diet, because it really talks through helping you to get a new perspective on food. So Real Plans is the other thing I will recommend to you guys, and I can give you guys a link. It is a meal planning service that's amazing. You can literally tell it what kind of diet you're on or what kind of things you can and can't eat. And it will, and tell it, I need dinner on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I need lunch on Saturday and breakfast on Sunday. And it will create you a meal plan with a shopping list, with a timeline. So it'll, like Sunday night, it'll say, pull out the meat for tomorrow. So you kind of know. And there's an app that will give you like your whole shopping list on the app. And so you just have to open your shopping list. I'm going to see if I can open mine for next week. And there's your shopping list. I don't know if you guys can see my phone. It has little check boxes. So you literally just take your phone with your shopping list to the store and you tick your boxes saying that you got the things you need. So you don't have to put anything on paper. So I love Real Plans. They're amazing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what doTERRA has to offer that can help with all of this cellular health stuff. So as far as supplementation goes, with overall health, the number one thing that we're going to recommend is the Lifelong Vitality Pack that has Alpha CRS, Z Omega, and Microplex BMZ, or MVP. I think they've gone back to BMZ now. So the Alpha CRS is the Cellular Longevity Blend with the Cellular Energy Blend. The Z Omega has your essential fatty acids, your carotenoid blend, which remember carotenoids are a type of antioxidant, and then an essential oil blend. And then your Microplex is your vitamins and minerals. And one of the really cool things that I love about doTERRA is that they care about us so much that they have made sure that when you take this supplement set and you add it to the average American diet, we're all getting right in the ideal range for what we need as far as vitamins and minerals goes. Not too much of one and not enough of another, but everything falls in the right range. And the coolest thing about that is they've actually created a vegan version of this that not only is made with vegan omegas instead of plant omegas instead of animal omegas, but also it's based on the average vegan diet and not on the average American diet, because it's completely different. So I love doTERRA for this, that they've created something to make sure that we all have exactly what we need. So let's look deeper at the three of these really quickly. So Alpha CRS, again, is our cellular vitality complex. The key benefits are that it has those powerful polyphenols that we talked about, and we'll look even deeper at those here in a minute. But they help to support that healthy cellular function. We also have frankincense, which is the Boswellia serrata and boswellic acid, which supports the healthy cell function. We always say, when in doubt, use frankincense. And then it does have a standardized extract of ginkgo biloba that helps with that mental clarity and function. So it supports healthy cell function by reducing oxidative stress to DNA. Remember, we talked about those antioxidant properties. It supports that immune function. It includes potent levels of what it calls metabolic factors of cellular energy. So again, it helps to support those mitochondria. It includes our tummy tamer blend to help prevent tummy upset, and then again has as antioxidant properties to protect against oxidative stress. This is a powerhouse. I absolutely love Alpha CRS. I think it is amazing, and I love that doTERRA has done such a great job of really putting a good combination of products together. So this is a Microplex BMZ. This is the food nutrient complex. We know that we don't all eat right, but all of our minerals and vitamins that are in here are bioavailable, and it also includes turmeric. And so it helps to support the normal growth and function of maintenance cells. It basically gives you your full nutrition that you may or may not be getting with your diet. So Z Omega, this is our omega and essential oil complex. It promotes the healthy cardiovascular, nervous, and immune system function, and that's those omega-3s that are so good for you. Supports healthy joint function and comfort, protects against that lipid oxidation, supports healthy function of the brain, eyes, and nervous system, promotes healthy skin. Remember I said your skin, hair, and nails gets amazing. There's that biotin in here for that. and it provides important nutrients for healthy immune function. So again, it does, if you look at the bottom, I love this little tip because it's so important. In order to avoid oxidation of the carotenoids, which is the antioxidants, keep soft gels away from sunlight. Store the capsules in a dark, cool, dry environment for maximum effect. So do not leave these in your car. Don't put them on the kitchen windowsill. Make sure that you're protecting these, okay? Because we need those antioxidant properties, and if we allow them to oxidate, we're not going to get what we need. So again, I'm not going to read these to you, but a huge list of benefits, including clinically supported benefits of the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And doTERRA has done a really cool thing in that if you purchase the Lifelong Vitality Pack on their loyalty rewards program, you get it for basically a third of the price. And not only that, but if you purchase this, you're getting some of your other ones at a discounted price too. So that's super fun. I love what doTERRA has done for us in that sense. Key things here: non-GMO, gluten-free, and dairy-free. So you can keep taking it even if you're on an elimination diet. No excuses. Ha ha ha. Okay, so let's talk about cellular health. This is the product that I originally wanted to do an entire webinar on, but I really wanted to give you guys a good foundation of knowledge as far as that goes. So DDR Prime is an essential oil cellular complex, but it is also available in soft gels, and the oils provide that antioxidant protection to support that healthy response to stressors. Everybody has stressors. They're either internal or external, and it's really important that our body knows how to handle it and is able to handle it well. Supports that healthy cellular integrity. And here's the oils. Do you recognize these from a list or multiple lists? Clove, thyme, wild orange, frankincense, lemongrass, savory, and nioli. Those are all on our list somewhere. So I love that doTERRA has put these together so beautifully. So again, DDR Prime Essential Oil Cellular Complex is a blend of essential oils to support healthy cellular integrity. It has important antioxidant benefits, and there's a couple of recommendations for use. One, if you're using the oil, is that it pairs well with fractionated coconut oil or a jojoba oil, or even an unscented lotion for just a really good massage, because all of those oils, remember, help improve circulation too, right? And you can also add a couple drops to citrus drinks or tea or water so you can consume it every day, or you can just take the soft gels if you don't want to put it in your drinks. So I love DDR Prime for what it does. Now, DDR Prime is also really good at, number one, supporting the cell membrane and keeping the integrity of the cells strong, but also for supporting normal DNA and nuclear function of the cell. And remember what the nucleus is responsible for is replication. And remember what we talked about was a problem with replication? Remember? So if anybody has something that is a problem with replication, DDR Prime can really support their body in making sure that their cells are replicating at a normal pace, and that their cell membranes have their integrity and that they're intact, okay? DDR Prime is a powerhouse that is really an unsung hero in the doTERRA world that we think when in doubt, use frankincense. And I think, listen, every disease is cellular dysfunction, right? Because every organ system, organ tissue is made from cells. So if anything's diseased, then it's cell dysfunction, right? The cell's not working. So if you have an essential oil complex that you can take that supports proper cellular function, doesn't it stand to reason that it would help with almost anything? Y'all see that? Does that kind of make sense? So I love this. This is my unsung hero. I think everybody should be taking DDR Prime every single day because it supports normal cell function. And if your cells are functioning normal, then you don't have any issues, right? So love DDR Prime. So goals of supplementation for energy. So again, remember that we talked about this goals with supplementation was to increase production of mitochondria, support efficient mitochondria, and manage those toxic byproducts. Well, guess what? That's exactly what Mito 2 Max does. I love it. So we have natural mitochondria support, and we'll have energy and stamina without harmful chemicals and no more energy drinks. How many of you know somebody who has who drinks like multiple Monsters a day, right? Yes, it's ridiculous. And it's scary because we don't really know what that level of caffeine and those level of chemicals are really doing to our system. And so I love Mito 2 Max because you can take this every day with your normal supplements and end up with this energy and stamina that's natural. It's great. So, excuse me. So it's plant extracts that are designed to support that healthy energy production, optimal mitochondrial function, remember, aerobic capacity. So again, the capacity of our cells to work at a quick pace when they have oxygen, and then that's stamina levels. So when you feel like your energy levels are down, you can take one. You can also just take this twice a day and have a general increase in your energy and stamina level. If you are studying for a test and you need extra energy, or if you're tired and you need a little boost, those are all good times to take a Mito 2 Max. Again, it supports healthy cellular energy production, healthy mitochondrial function, aerobic capacity, improved stamina, and it's natural, again, without the use of harmful stimulants, and promotes healthy circulation, another one of our things that benefits our cells, right? So not only are we ending up with cellular energy, but we're promoting healthy circulation so we can have healthy cells. I love how all of these just work together. It's beautiful. So, okay, I told you we would talk about polyphenols, and I didn't lie to you, because polyphenols are one of the powerhouses of the antioxidant family. So carotenoids are another antioxidant, but polyphenols make such a huge difference in our bodies. So they're found abundantly in natural plant food sources, things like tea, wine, and EBS, chocolates. People say chocolates are great antioxidants. They're not lying to you. Fruits, vegetables, and extra virgin olive oil. Obviously, you want to be careful you're eating dark chocolate, not sugar-laden chocolate, right? So benefits of polyphenols. Y'all look at this list and the benefits of polyphenols. Fighting cancer, it prevents vascularization of tumors. What that means is tumors, as they grow, they develop their own blood flow. And so polyphenols can help to prevent that. Protects the skin against UV radiation, helps to fight free radicals, promotes brain health, reduces inflammation, supports normal blood sugar levels, protects the cardiovascular system, and promotes normal blood pressure. These are all things that polyphenols in general have been shown to do scientifically. So doTERRA has developed the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, and I absolutely love this one because it is not, you know, when we think of Deep Blue, we think of aches and pains, and that's, you know, where we're putting the Deep Blue rub on our muscles when they're sore. You know, the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex does work for that. It helps with those occasional aches and pains or soothing those aching muscles, but it also, if you just think about the fact that it's a really strong polyphenol complex, you're getting those antioxidant properties at the same time. So we've got frankincense extract, which helps to support muscle and joint comfort and function, and those polyphenols that helps with the aches and pains, supports joint comfort and function. But again, a polyphenol is an antioxidant, so you're also getting the antioxidant properties and that cellular protection that comes with the antioxidant properties of polyphenols. This is great because you can take this as needed if discomfort presents itself, or you can just take it every single day or every single day twice a day, and you have those long-lasting benefits. So I love the polyphenol complex. I think it's really important to know the cellular reason why some of these things work, because if we just go, oh, the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex is just for if I have aches and pains, and we don't see it for the benefit that it has, we're going to miss out on all those polyphenols that we can get to in this polyphenol complex. So that's such a really cool thing. Now, last thing, and then I'll open, we'll ask questions. It's important to understand that gut health equals overall health. 90% of your immune system is contained in your gut. And so anybody who has things like chronic illness, you are probably looking at an unhealthy gut, or people who have an unhealthy gut probably they're sick a lot, right? So it's important to understand that. And also 90% of our serotonin production occurs in our gut. That's our emotional stability. Serotonin is the happy hormone. So if we don't have enough serotonin being produced because our gut's not healthy, we're gonna have some emotional instability. So obviously we know that doTERRA really values overall health and giving you everything that you need to be healthy and giving your body everything it needs to be able to heal itself. And so we've got a ton of products that can help you with a GI cleanse if that's something that you're interested in. So questions. I know some people are like, there's so much. How do I know where to start? What do I do with the oils? It's so much. So y'all feel free to unmute yourself and let me know what questions that you have.
I don't even know where to start.
Go. Start from the beginning.
Well, this is an awesome presentation, and I was trying to get Steve in here fast enough to see like what you're talking about as far as antioxidants and how they neutralize the free radicals with like a neutron. You know, is that what that was?
It's an extra electron. It creates a pair. So it takes that floating. Uh-oh, I hear a crying fae bug.
Sorry.
It's okay. Is she okay?
No.
Uh-oh.
Well, she will be.
So free radicals have the extra floating electron, and so then we add the antioxidants to it to neutralize that floating electron by putting it into a pair. So it's not free and by itself anymore. Now it is in a pair, and it's connected to something, and so it can't go out and do damage because think about like a single guy out on the town. He can do a lot of damage, right? But if he's got a girlfriend, she's like, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to come home with me, right? I mean, it makes sense. I see Shannon laughing. Like, you got a single guy out on the town who's going to get drunk with his friends. He's going to go do a lot of dating. He might even, like, trash a hotel room. But if he's got a girlfriend, the girlfriend's like, no, we're going to stay home, and we're going to watch movies. And so the girlfriend kind of neutralizes the situation, puts that electron in a pair, and now you don't have the problem that you had before because you don't have that free radical doing all that damage to the cells. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. I see you guys nodding. What other questions do you guys have? Y'all feel free to unmute yourself. Jenna said, I don't know where to start, so my assumption is she's got more questions. Shannon, what do you think?
I actually took biology and AP bio in high school, so I'm pretty comfortable with everything that you said, and I kind of really understood it and absorbed it.
Good. I'm glad.
Feed it, kid.
Sorry, I've got my kids. My kids are fighting over a chair.
Feed it, kid. I love it.
Yeah, the 10-year-old's telling the 2-year-old to get out of a chair.
Oh my gosh.
2-year-old. He's a baby.
Almost.
Okay, Jenna, what other questions did you have in?
Right now I don't have any. I just sent Faye for the correct X because the dog scratched her up really good.
Oh, bless her.
In the armpit.
Weird.
In the armpit. Like, really?
That's weird.
No, I thought this was fabulous, which is why I was like, I need this. I really, really want this. So I'm really excited that you're going to send that to us.
Yep. I will. So just really quick, because I have this recording, so that way I can share this with people. So as a holistic health coach, I empower you to become an advocate for your own health, help you to balance all areas of your life, make dietary changes, identify trigger foods, and teach you how to kind of explore your body's needs. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. One of the things that they say in the Starts With Food book is your food choices either promote health or make you sicker. There are no more choices than that, just those two. Those are your two options. They either make you more healthy or less healthy. So it's really important. Oh my gosh, everything's falling off my desk at once. It's really important to really think about everything that you're putting into your system and identify what works for you and what doesn't. And then, what was the other? There was one other thing I was going to say that I thought was really important, but of course I don't have it with me. That's the other thing that I think is really important that you guys understand is that we only use like 10% of our brains. So our bodies are capable of so much more than we even understand. And so it's important that we give our bodies a chance to kind of tell us what we need. And that's why I like the idea of the elimination diet or trying out different supplements that you maybe didn't try before that maybe intuitively don't make perfect sense for what you're dealing with. But then when you look at the science behind it, you go, oh, okay, well, that actually does make sense for what I need. So giving your body the opportunity to heal itself and giving your body what it needs really helps because sometimes our bodies need something and don't really have the way to tell us. So that's another thing that I do as a holistic health coach, kind of help you learn how to explore what your body needs, and obviously become your biggest cheerleader as you figure all of this stuff out, because it is fun. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, but if you guys have any questions.
Did you say we only use 10% of our brain?
We do only use 10% of our brains.
Nice.
We do. And so our bodies are capable of so much more than we'll ever understand. And I personally believe we were created in the image of God, and he is all powerful. And so if we're created in his image and we only use 10% of our brains, can you imagine the other things that we're capable of that we don't even understand, that we can't even figure out, that we can't even pull out of the depths of our brain because we can't even get to it, right? So
that's why you have to choose the red pill or the blue pill.
Exactly. It's matrix kind of stuff here, I'm telling you. It is. It really is, and that's the fun part. Well, anybody who is watching this video who hasn't had a wellness consult yet, I am offering one for free for watching the video. So if you go to my website at the link that's listed there, you can select wellness consult. You can schedule one with me. And I said, be sure to use the same email address that you registered for the webinar, or the same email address that you gave me, so that I can connect the two. We'll talk about your health priorities, individualized recommendations, and what works best for you. We can even talk about meal planning options. If you schedule your wellness consult before the end of the month, then you can earn some free products. So that's fun too. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. So y'all just let me know if you need anything.